Hi, my name is Rodchata, and I am in the humble abode of Louie Romero, the legend of salsa. If you don't know who he is, he played for the legendary Hector Lavoe, Willie Colon, Ruben Blades, just to name a few. And so we're here to get to know him a little bit and to reminisce his past experiences and talk about his future plans and whatnot. Hi, Louie, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How about yourself?
Very good. You had a good holiday?
I had a great holiday. Very
Very good.
nice. Yeah.
Now, when did you form your band called Masacote?
I formed Masacote in 1994. Did it with the help of a musician by the name of Ray Martinez. We were both working in a group called Los Compas,
Los Compas.
and then I decided that it was time to make my own group. And so with the collaboration with Ray Martinez and we put Masacote together. And 17 years later, we're still going strong.
Indeed. Now, how did you come up with this name Masacote? Could you explain to us what the meaning behind the title?
Okay, so Masacote has a few definitions. One meaning taking a basic rhythm and putting embellishments on that to give it a little more funk, if you will.
To it? Okay.
Yeah, a little more
All right.
oomph,
Yeah.
right? And also it means a group that gels, a
Interesting.
group that plays tight, which thank God we do. But the way
Obviously.
we actually got the name was Ray Martinez and I were listening to some vinyls.
I see.
And one of the vinyls was a Mongo Santa Maria recording called Afro Roots.
Right.
And in that compilation there was a tune called Masacote.
I see.
Yeah, and so we would happen to be listening. We were trying to figure out, well, what are we going to call the group, and so we were listening to this music, and we said, wow, that's a nice tune, and we said, what's the name of that one? Masacote. And I said, hey, that's a good name for the group.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
That's
it
awesome.
stuck.
Now, I know that the Bay Area
Mhm.
has enjoyed your music for a while. Has enjoyed Masacote in just about every clubs and every major events that you played. What would you think your favorite song to play?
With my group?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Well, one that's become a real favorite with all the guys, I think mainly because it kind of gives us a jump start.
Right.
It's called Milestones.
Milestones.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's an instrumental, so
Is it an upbeat?
very upbeat.
Very upbeat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
and
good.
gives a chance for the entire band to to show its stuff, with the exception of the vocals, because it's an instrumental. So
Interesting.
yeah. But that's a kind of a favorite of ours.
To those of you people there, Louie Romero will be playing at the very first Reno Salsa Congress on January 13th. And if you want to buy tickets, it's at bachatareno.com. Now, Louie, you're going to be playing Milestone in Reno.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
very
We'll
good.
probably open up with that one.
Sounds good. I like that. Now, tell me, you're known in your bio, everybody knows that been to the salsa for a long time, that you played with the legends. We're talking about Willie Colon, Hector Lavoe.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what's your favorite moment with them during concert or whether it's during rehearsal? What was the memorable moment for you?
One of the biggest moments for me was when we did a reunion concert at Madison Square Garden.
What year was that?
That was like in 70, maybe about 75 or 76, because at that time the band was going through its internal, conflicts. And I mean, have you seen the movie El Cantante?
Yes, I have.
right.
I've seen, I believe, 2 versions.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Yeah.
There's more than one version.
Yes,
But
yes.
the one with Mark Anthony and
Yeah.
and J Lo is the one I'm referring to.
Right.
But there was a concert. We did a reunion concert at Madison Square Garden, where we played Timbalito, and I got a standing ovation with. There must have been like 18,000 19,000.
1970s. Wow.
You know, it
And
was
we're
just,
talking about salseros right here.
yeah,
Right?
oh yeah, that was like, it was incredible, you know, yeah.
Now, Timbalito, Timbalero, that's the way you pronounce it.
Uh-huh.
This is the title of your CD, isn't it?
Right,
And this song is featured on your CD.
correct.
Okay, to those of you who doesn't know, it's on Amazon.com now, and even in your site, Masacote.com, Louie Romero CD called Timbalero. And that's the song he's talking about. How long did you play the song during that time?
Oh, I guess since it first was debuted, and we didn't stop playing it till, I left the band, and
Yeah.
the band broke up.
That's-
And then I decided, what better song to really, show what one of the things that I've accomplished in my musical career, as to do a new rendition
Indeed.
of that, so
Indeed.
yeah.
Now, Louie, what's an old style salsa? Because I've always heard about this. Yeah, that's an old school type of salsa music. What's
Yeah.
the difference?
I believe it's more like not as frenetic, not as it'd be fair to say, not as complicated.
Not as complicated. Okay.
Because
okay.
the newer salsa has a lot more in it, involved, as far as rhythmically, as far as even chord changes, or
Yeah.
There's a lot more happening now with the newer salsa, and things seem to be played a lot faster.
I see.
Yeah.
What else? You worked with Ruben Blades also.
Uh-huh.
What was that like working with Ruben Blades?
Well, Ruben Blades and I are really good friends from way back.
Okay. Okay.
We have a long history, because I met him on my first trip to Panama with Willie Colon and Hector Lavoe.
Wow.
And he was still going to law school in Panama.
Yeah, we forget he's
Yeah, he's got
We forget
a
that.
law degree from
Yeah.
Panama. Then
Yeah.
he went to Harvard and got a law degree at Harvard.
Harvard, my friend.
Yeah. So we have a really great relationship. We don't get to talk that much anymore. He's really busy, making films.
I bet.
I heard that he's working on 2 films right now. Yeah.
Oh, can't wait to see it.
Yeah. It's fantastic. We got a chance to tour a little bit. We went with the Willie Colon Orchestra. Ruben doing lead vocals. We went to Peru for a New Year's Eve
Yes.
celebration, which is quite incredible
Yes,
too.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that's gonna be quite a trip.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was a really good trip.
Now, when it comes to playing in the clubs, watching dancers and whatnot, you've been in the salsa scene for a while. You've seen dancers from the 1960s to the present now. What do you think now is different from the dancers in the club from way back to now?
Well, I grew up in New York, and I got a chance to go to the Palladium, as a teenager.
The
And
legendary Palladium.
Oh,
Yes.
it was, yeah. And at that time, we had dance studios like Arthur Murray
Yes.
and Fred Astaire
Yes, of
dance
course,
studios,
yes.
and they were teaching cha-cha and mambo and all the Latin rhythms that were popular at that time. They were even pachanga, which was a big dance that lasted for a while.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And they even had some obscure rhythms, like one that was called dengue.
Dengue.
Yeah.
I gotta research that.
Yeah, and dengue didn't last too long because it was quite monotonous.
I see.
You
I
know,
see.
The difference I think now from then is that there was more of a free form
I see.
style.
Now it's more strict. It's more structured, or whatever you want to call
right.
it.
It's more structured, and a lot of emphasis on the choreography as to how complex it's constructed.
Yes.
Yeah, but the difference now is that back in the day it was more free form. People just danced how they felt.
Yes.
let their bodies move however they felt, you know.
Doesn't matter at that time.
It didn't matter really.
They were just having fun. And that's really the key, right?
That is the key. That is the key. Which kind of, you know, I somewhat missed that, you know. But it's all good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, this is just progression in life, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to the connection between the musicians on the stage and the dancers, do you guys get pumped up when you see dancers really having a great time with the music you're playing? Does it encourage you more to really just go for it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. The more involved and the more interaction that we have between the dancers and the musicians, usually the better the experience, you know, the better time that we'll all have, and we'll go home feeling, you know, incredible. There have been some dances where, unfortunately, there's been a kind of detached feeling,
Yes,
you know,
uh-huh.
and those again don't feel too good.
Right, right,
Yeah.
and that would affect the performance of the band as well.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, it's all about feeling the music. It's all about having fun in dancing. And you heard it from the legend himself. He's gonna be at the 4th Reno Bachata and Salsa Festival. A lot of people are going to be there. Besides Louie Romero and Masacote, Toby Love will be there. DJ El De La Clave will be there. Junior and Emily. There's massive lineup. You don't want to miss it. January 12th through 15th at the Peppermill Casino Resort. Louis is gonna be there for the almost entire weekend from Friday. I told him to stay extra Saturday so that he can enjoy Reno.
I want to
And
see
he can-
Toby Love.
He wants to see Toby Love.
Yeah.
See, that's amazing right there and whatnot. The legend wants to see Toby Love. But anyway, Louis, thank you for inviting me to your house
Oh, you're very welcome.
and doing this
man.
interview
Thank
because
you.
there's a lot of young dancers right now that don't know where you came from, and it's always good to know. It's
Yeah.
always good to know where the legend came from.
Thank
and
you
what
so
makes him
much.
tick. Thank you,
very
Louis.
much. Thank you.
I'll see you in